Powered by Riverside.
Hey, welcome to the BJB Postgame Show. Huge 98. And who better to have on to jump right into it on Coach's Corner is the one and only Mitch Ballack. Hey, Mitch, great job.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. There are a lot of better options than me, though, Tim. I appreciate you, though.
Well, you were on. Hey, Mitch, you were on the list. I hate to tell you that.
That's fair. That's fair. It's always good to get on one of these after a win like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
See,
not
that's
mad
perfect
at it.
timing, man. Perfect timing. The guys on the TV were really raving about the defense tonight. Talk about the defensive plan.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive plan was obviously not to let Carroll get comfortable, especially in those bullies. 17 feet and in, our guys did a really good job executing and talking at a high level. And honestly, we fought it out of there pretty good. Like, it didn't get there. We made him uncomfortable. We gave up a couple rhythm threes to some guys that we didn't want to, especially with that blown switch early in the game where they hit that three where a guy that was struggling, we didn't want to we didn't want to give a guy like that can historically shoot an early look like that. But all in all, I mean, we've been preaching communication the last week, especially. We've really been on them about communicating on the defensive end, and it's amazing what you can accomplish when you have 5 guys on the court hooked up at the same time and you're moving on a string, and that's what those guys did. It was unbelievable.
Well, impressive also was the fact that they were, I think, in the top 3 in the country of turning the ball over, and you had 8 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And on the other side, like, they don't really turn the ball over.
No, I'm sorry. I said that backwards. Yeah,
right.
They don't turn over.
Yep.
One of the tops of the country, and you turned them over 8 times. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. And on the other end of that, we were 15-1 in the first half. Obviously, we had 8 turnovers in the second half. I think I don't remember. I don't see the final box score, but 15-1 in any half when you're wearing a Blue Jay uniform usually generates a lot of good offense, and that's really hard to guard when you're doing that and the ball's moving.
I don't know. He's been coming on the last few games, but Austin really came out to national TV.
No doubt. I mean, the moment's never too big for him. He's comfortable in any situation. Obviously, like, he's still getting his wind and his feet under him. He didn't play that many minutes tonight. One, because he gets tired, like, physically. It's hard to play 30 minutes if you don't play 30 minutes. So until you start getting those reps and those game reps, like, you can't simulate it. So he's going to keep getting his feet under him, and he's really bought into what we're doing, especially the last probably 2 weeks, I would say. And when you buy into what we're doing, and when you give yourself and when you be unselfish and buy into what we're doing, usually you're pretty successful. So he's been benefiting from that, and we're going to look for that going forward.
We're talking to assistant coach Mitch Ballack. So, yeah, I think Austin and I were talking about this way back when there was a game. I think Nebraska played Oklahoma, and they were hitting tons of threes. And I said, well, if you're not going to get out and guard guys on the 3, they're going to make threes. They're all Division I players. Tonight, our ball movement was so excellent. We had them in the blender almost all night long, and we were getting guys with wide open looks.
For sure. When you buy into what we want to do offensively and the ball moves, I mean, there was one possession maybe at the 8-minute mark. I have to go back and watch, but I mean, the ball was zipping around. We missed it. We got an offensive rebound. The ball zipped around again. We missed another 3. But, like, those are the possessions. If we can emulate those and the more possessions we have like that, I mean, we're going to generate really good shots. And for guys that can make shots at a high level, you're going to start to see box scores look like this. But we've been missing the pace. And obviously with 9 new guys in the system and trying to acclimate everybody on the same page with everybody, figuring out tendencies and everything. It's you take it a game at a time, and those guys really played at a high level. And when you do that, games like tonight happen.
How has the attitude and mentality changed at practice these last couple days?
It's really changed. We've been coach led, I would say, for the first 6 months of this season. And this week was the first time where it was more player led and people were actually holding each other accountable. And when you start to get that, when you get buy-in in player led teams, Chat, you've been a part of it. Like, you get you harp on guys so much, especially as a coaching staff. You just want them to take the reins and really take control of situations, whether they're right or wrong. I mean, communicate. You do it hard, do it fast, and talk at a high level. none of that indecision. Usually our breakdowns come from just miscommunication or no communication. So those guys are really taking it by the reins and really doing a good job of trying to be more player led.
Yeah, Jays win 98-57. Yeah, I don't know if you heard this. This is the worst defeat ever at the Cintas Center for Xavier.
Whew. I don't doubt it, man. I played in
It's gotta feel good.
this place 4 times, and I think I was 1-3, and there were we were on the other end of that thing. So it's a tough place to play.
It almost doubled the deficit. The other
You know
one was
what?
22
You know what?
points.
When you look at the schedule and you start looking at wins and losses and stuff, what you don't take into consideration sometimes though, like here, like this arena is perfect for this. Like playing them without their students, and you get up on them right away, that place goes dead.
It does, and like we were talking about it, we said just obviously the first 4 minutes of the second half was the most crucial. If we put them away, we put them away. But we were talking on the bench, like, keep this place dead. Like the way that we've been playing and hooked up on the offense and defensive end, like, keep it quiet in here. You keep it quiet in there, and it's a really hard place when they start to get on runs and really rowdy. Like, it's a difficult place to play. So they did a really good job of keeping that place quiet.
Yeah, I think there's like the Garden's another place. It doesn't really matter if the students are there or not. You know, it's going to be crazy, things like that. But like our building too. I mean, we love it when the students are there in full force. It makes the atmosphere even greater. But we can get by with that just with our regular crowd. Like Saturday, it'll be nuts in there. You know,
no question. We definitely caught them on December 17th is the day you want to catch them to get their fans out of here. It definitely was a different energy in here than it usually is, but CHI is going to bring it. And like we said, we talked about it going into this week. It's a new season. We restart and we want to know right now. So we just got to stack days and really figure it out and take care of business.
Hey, I got it before I forget. Great picture, you and Tyshawn.
Yeah, how about that? I didn't like the red jersey on there, but it's all good. It was good to have Ty. Honestly, that might have been the difference, man. You have a guy that's been there and done it, and you see how the way that he cuts and plays hard and really moves the ball and understands how to play. I mean, you learn from guys like that, especially when you see it firsthand. Like, so it was awesome having Ty back. We love having our former players back, and Coach Mack obviously is incredible with those relationships and stuff. So guys want to come back and be a part of what we're doing. So it was nice to have him back this week.
So Thursday, Friday, we just have Chad out there.
I like it. Chat, come on, man. Lace them up. Come back.
Got some money for me, big dog.
We could be on scout team.
Yeah.
Owen looked much better tonight too.
He did. He had a different mentality in warmups. Like he had like this look on his face where he's kind of like, I'm feeling good. I'm getting after it. I'm getting to it. If you notice tonight, he didn't have the sleeve on his knee too. So like a little bit of that is hopefully that mental barrier of re-injuring or injuring it before, it kind of goes out the window. And when you have a little confidence and start to play hard, like he really played hard. Like this was the first time in maybe 6 or 7 games where he actually asked for a sub. And that's all we can ask him to do. Like he's never going to be in great shape to play 30 minutes for us just because of his circumstances and how we practice him and all that. But if you play in those 3-minute increments at a high level and really work, you should ask for breaks. And like he benefited from it. He made a lot of big plays tonight. He ran the floor at a really high level. There wasn't a stoppage for a while, and Jason had 3 fouls, so we couldn't really get him out. And he did a really good job just weathering the storm and really working through fatigue.
The other thing going into the game too, they were out rebounded on the season, and I thought this, new lineup that we've used now for a couple games, I thought, the downfall of that lineup is when we get a little bigger team, we have trouble like we did against Kansas State. We had a little trouble rebounding. Tonight, we more than held our own on the board, so I thought this was like the perfect matchup for us with them.
It definitely was. And they have 2 guys Trey Carroll and Big 24. Like they're physical. Like they're physical down there. They bring a lot of force, and playing Cincinnati, like they're a tough matchup. They play 3 bigger guys with 2 pretty dynamic guards, and they can heat the ball up and really disrupt your offense. But when you play at pace like we did, and when you're communicating and hooked up on the defensive end the way we were tonight, there's not many teams in the country that can beat us when we're clicking at that high of a level. But they're a good team. I hope they win a lot of games in the league, and I hope all the games except for the one they come to Omaha. But they're a good team. They're coached at a high level, and they're putting it together the same way we are.
Well, the other thing too is you took Carroll out of the game early, and then he got frustrated, and next thing you know, he's on the bench. You know.
Yeah, I think he played till the first media in the second half, and then they
Yeah.
went a different direction. So
Yeah.
anytime you frustrate their best player, especially coming off a game where you're playing well, averaging 19 or so a game, like that's what you want to do.
All right. Well, we got Marquette coming Saturday. They're playing right now. They're up 13-8.
Are they? Georgetown
Yep.
tonight, and then so hopefully we'll put together a plan. And I mean, the biggest thing is just carryover. Like, you win this one, okay, but can you do it twice? Can you bring it tomorrow after a long flight? Can you bring it the next day? Obviously, with no classes and everything for the guys, they can stay locked in on just the hoops. But you got to build. If you lose on Saturday, this win means nothing. So you got to keep bringing it, and you got to keep doing it every day. So that's going to be the message, and I think those guys are going to be really hooked up, especially because when you feel success, you want more of it, a lot. So
And I said
we'll see how they
I
respond.
don't get too far ahead of ourselves, but this sets up nicely for us to start the Big East. I mean,
No doubt.
Get off to a really good start here with the way our
No
schedule
doubt.
lines up.
No doubt. Take care of Marquette. Take care of Utah Tech. Give these guys about 2.5 days for Christmas, see their family, and then it's right back to the grind.
Yep. All right, Mitch. We'll let you get out of there.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Thanks,
thank
Mitch.
you guys. See ya.
It's Mitch Ballack on Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner is sponsored by RTI Threads. They are the official apparel provider of Blue Jay Banner and also official Creighton gear. So check it all out. They've got everything: quarter zips, tees, sweatshirts, caps, and so much more. Still time to get your shopping done for Christmas at RTI Threads. So go to rtthreads.com and get stocked up with Jay's gear for the season. All right. We haven't had a chance to start this tradition. I want to start a tradition here. Waving the pennant when we win. There we go. Go Jays.
Love it, Tim. Love it.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel. Love it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. If you want to join the show, and we would really appreciate it, because if you followed us on Twitter, you saw we have 2 tickets plus parking pass, lower bowl, to the Utah Tech game. So first person that comes on here wants them, all you got to do, send email to bluejaybanner@gmail.com. AJ will respond to you with a link, and you will jump on with us. It's just that simple, and then give us your take. Very simple. If we get enough people, we might have a guy who had another good game tonight. We might have autographed Isaac Trout basketball around here we can give away. So there you go. So do that. Send the email, bluejaybanner@gmail.com, and AJ will send you a link, and that's the only way you're going to win the tickets. So you want tickets, lower bowl, parking pass, the whole shebang. There you go. What a great Monday night. Holiday. A lot of people will be in town to watch the Jays. It'll be great. I want to thank our sponsors. The other sponsor we have here is a wonderful sponsor, CareMinders Home Healthcare. Go to CareMinders today, as they are personal providers for your loved one. They can help with everything: grooming, dressing, meal preparation. They do it all. All this and much, much more. And it gives you the break you need, because we know how difficult it is and how stressful it is to care for an injured or ill loved one by yourself. So give them a call, 402-932-2211, or go to caremindersnebraska.com. See everything they have to offer, and they will be glad you did, and you'll be glad you did, and they'll take care of you. All right, AC, what do you got for tonight? What's your number one takeaway?
I just want to see it again. Kind of how Mitch finished up. That was my whole thing watching the game. I think we expected this all year. We got some high-level guys. It's about them buying in. Let's see you kind of do it twice, and then 3 times, and then 4 times, and then 5. And just see where it goes. But good game. Shot the ball well, though, Tim. At the end of the day, that's kind of just looking at the Gonzaga, box score. Honestly, if we shoot how we shoot here, we're in the game. And kind of how Mitch said, I don't think too many teams in the country, honestly, can beat us the way we played tonight. Yes, defensively, they looked a lot better. They just looked aggressive, right? It wasn't like them taking the bump. It was them actually going out there and being, creating and taking away space. So it was just good to see. And you can just kind of tell that Max kind of woken them up a little bit. putting guys in different roles, right? I think they got a little comfortable in different situations that now it looks a little different. And guys look a little hungrier too when they're kind of coming off the bench or start, it just, yeah, I think he kind of found sparks in ways that I guess had to wake him up because, people feel a little entitled in this day and age. So they did their thing, good game.
Yeah. How about you, AJ?
Yeah, it looked like, other than what Austin just said, I mean, it's wanting to see that again, right? But outside of that, they finally looked like they were playing for each other. I mean, they were rushing to help each other up off the floor. They were cheering each other on. I feel like that hasn't happened all season. So it's good to just see them play as a cohesive unit for once. We know this team has a lot of individual talent, but it hasn't really shown through because they haven't really been able to play as a team yet this year. And I feel like everything kind of came together at the second half of the Kansas State game. And today just felt like a continuation of that. It felt like things were clicking and they looked like they were playing as a unit.
Yeah.
Jason Green, though, I will add, Jason Green I think that's kind of a big point, just the energy he brings, right? Granted that you want your big man to be playing with that infectious energy and him kind of running the way he does. He's always cheering the other guys on. I think that's too given Owen, granted, like we keep saying the knee and this, but like even his energy and effort and his camaraderie to AJ's point just looked a little different tonight. And granted, it will look that way if you're beating somebody by this much, but
yeah,
I just want to keep seeing that. It was cool to see.
And hey, let's be real, Austin. You know this better than anybody. Graves, Freeman, Harper. You yank from the starting lineup and you spend a significant amount of time on the bench. It's either going to go one way or the other way. Either you got to buy in or you're not going to get time. And it really appears to me that the three guys have started buying in here.
Yeah. And to AJ's point, there was time where I saw Harper over there, on the bench and doing the towel guy, but he wasn't that way even when he was starting, and now it's, to your point, Tim, it's like, yeah, you're going to have to learn somehow. So it's that old adage of, Pop's kind of taking to the woodshed back there, but, you got to figure it out. So I think they probably have to spirited practice, we'll call them. And, it seems that, like I said, I always thought this team, they do have a chance, but like in January, right? I think that's kind of when we're going to look up and be like, this is kind of what we thought it was going to be, type of thing. And it seems to kind of start moving that way. And I think, too, ultimately, we would probably have a lot of depth, if guys do buy into this whole picture that Mac has.
HUD comes back. Yeah, that's another piece,
Right. And there's a lot of scores, right? And if we shoot the ball like we did tonight, it just makes us very dangerous. And then you're bringing Harper off the bench. You're bringing Graves off the bench. It has a lot of depth. Because Schwarz played 23 minutes, man. Had 27. Come on. Come on.
The other thing, too, like we were talking with Isaac after the last game and also with Coach Huss. And they both said it, which I was surprised. I wasn't surprised the players said it, but I was surprised Coach Huss said it. But I said, it kind of feels like we are hitting a huge reset button starting Wednesday. And Coach Huss said, yeah, let's get into the league. And, I said something to Huss. He probably didn't like it, but I said, look, there's UConn, okay? Then there's maybe a half notch below St. John's, and then there's 9 teams. Tell me today who's going to be 3, 4, and 5 out of that group. Nobody can tell, right? It's there for the taking.
We believe we're one now. We believe we're one after today, Tim.
Well, we are. Technically, in the standings, we are. But, but you know what I mean? Like it's there for the taking. There's no you can look at Seton Hall's record. Yeah, they haven't played. Like Xavier's a perfect example. I saw him early. That's just how they looked tonight. They looked awful. And then they won 5 in a row. They beat Cincinnati, who's not bad. They beat West Virginia. They're on a little bit of a roll. They're playing at home. And then we went in just, you might see more games like this where you'll be like, what? Providence beat Georgetown by 24 at Georgetown. There's going to be, I just think it's going to be mass. The team that holds home court of that group of 9 holds home court is able to get 1 or 2 from those top teams. And then, can get a few on the road. That's all it takes. And we've got one on the road, chalk it up. We got one on the road. Providence missed out the other day at Butler. They had a chance for one on the road. Didn't get it. So that's what we got to do. We got to just do that. Austin, we need to put Austin on mute and make sure he can't hear me and everything because I'm going to throw a little cold water on there. I'm sorry. We shot the ball very well. We did. We played well. Two things can be true at the same time. We played very, very well. We played good defensively. We took their best score out of the game. Those can all be true. But they were awful. They were awful tonight.
We executed tonight, Tim. We executed to the game plan, maybe. Maybe we did for the first time in the all year. I hear you. I hear you. But 8-3 can't just be awful. Like it can't.
They were awful. They have played nobody. Okay. Number one. Number two. They don't turn. They turned it over 8. You could tell they were checked out early. They turned it over 8 times. They turned over 9 times a game. They had 8 turnovers like at the under 4 timeout in the first half. Like Patino was going nuts. Like he was like, "What the?"
But I think that was part of that was the whole scheme, right? Like we haven't been heating the ball up the way we did tonight. Like we haven't, and I just think they were a little lackadaisical. And yes, there was a couple that they literally just tossed over to us. You know?
Yeah, there were some bad.
Yeah, there was a few, and I just think it was just that type of game, you know, after a while. But I just don't think they were expecting the pressure that we brought tonight. And like, just give it up to Mac, man. Like they finally executed a game plan.
I think if you got Mac in the room right now, Mac would say, "Yeah, they were pretty good tonight." You know, the other thing was LaFonso Ellis made the statement at the end, and I was thinking it the whole game. Like he brought a fair amount of guys with him from New Mexico, which is fine if you were Mountain West champions, but they weren't. Okay. Like, yeah.
Patino now family,
back to Creighton. You were talking, you were saying AC about, some of the guys that were on the bench and they're buying in, so on and so forth. The other thing too, that I think there's been a long conversation about this last week or so, because everybody's had a lot to talk about, right? Ever since the Nebraska game, really. We've got a bunch of guys on this team that came in that weren't really, I'm not saying the programs weren't above 500, but they weren't perennial NCAA teams. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we said that at the beginning of the year, right? That they were coming from different conferences once we got to this type of play, it was going to be a little bit different anyways. Right. So I think there was some
it takes a while for them to understand the culture of winning and just how to win. How to not keep, or what happened early on, playing bad, all their heads were down.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. You got to be like the volleyball team, always laughing, smiling, going, "Hey, we'll get this point." I mean, I think that it's going to take time, and it took some time for these guys to maybe sit on the bench to go, "Okay, I get it."
I think it happened a little earlier. I think it was when the Greer thing honestly happened, right? Because I think that was the whole reason Mac brought him in. He's kind of the golden retriever one. He's green in it, right? And he wants to play, right? And I think that kind of woke him up a little bit. But
he probably hadn't lost a game in 3 years since this year. You know what I mean?
But like also, he's freshman and he's still figuring out the whole thing. But he just had golden retriever. He was happy, and these other guys were entitled and didn't think they were getting the ball enough probably at times and whatever. But to your point, they're coming from, programs that weren't worth too much, but now it's trying to figure out this culture and some of them just weren't buying in yet, and some of that is, well, I'm this good, so I should just be there. Right. But it is what it is. I just liked what we saw today, honestly. They looked happy there. The ball was popping into the Mitch's point, that possession where I think like 4 guys touched the paint like 8 times. That was great.
Yeah. It was just such an unreal feeling at halftime to go, okay, I think we got this one. You know what I mean? Like we ain't gonna blow a 27-point lead. I'm sorry, Hey, everybody, welcome. Watch on YouTube. Hit that subscribe and like button like you see on the screen. We are live. And there you see our email, bluejbanner@gmail.com. All you got to do is send an email to that. AJ will answer it. He'll send you a link. You can jump on the show with us. We'd really, really appreciate that if you did. And if you do, we will give you 2 tickets to the Utah Tech game with a parking pass, lower bowl. And we also have an autographed Isaac Trout basketball here if you want that. We're cool. We'll do anything you want, right? Right? We're good.
Not anything, but yeah. Within means.
Austin will come to your house, cook dinner for you.
with inmates.
All right.
You got some
Let's talk. I thought we had a worse call, but then I saw the replay and Harper did grab the guy's shorts. When I saw it live, I'm like, what do you mean the guy's like hugging him? Like, how can you call foul? But then he did grab his shorts, so I let that one go. Then LaFonso Ellis said that Shane bunny hopped underneath, and I went, yeah, it kind of did look like he traveled, but I rewound it. He didn't travel. He kept a 1 foot down, so he did not. It looked like he traveled, but he did not travel. So I wanted Shane to be able to score a point, and he did. So there we go.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a worse call tonight. I didn't really, we always talk about this, but when it's a blowout, you don't really pay attention to the individual calls. And maybe the travel by Schwarz at beginning of the second half.
Was that the first half?
Or it might have been first, but you know what I mean. When
Yeah,
you're driving,
he did. Yeah, and that was kind of going to be what I said. But he did travel, but you also could argue that he kind of got bumped, and it made him slide his pivot. Schwarz, I think he was driving towards the left block. And then he tried to jump stop, come to a pivot.
Oh, yeah, they showed the replay.
The big kind of, it slid a little bit. But you could say, it was
real time. It looked like a travel. When they slowed it down, you were like, it's kind of close. I've seen worse not called. Let's put it that way,
Right.
But yeah, that was the other one I would say.
I'm going to say this really quick.
Patino didn't even go nuts tonight. It was such a blowout.
What was that?
Back joining. I sent him the link, so we should have someone joining any minute.
Oh, awesome.
We have some comments I could go through until then if you're down.
I don't. Do any of your box scores have Liam in it? Because
no, he was on the bench at the end of the game.
I know, but he got in the first half, and I'm pretty sure he had a layup.
Liam did?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. He didn't get in the first half. They brought Shane in at the end of the first half.
Okay.
Oh, I think you're thinking. Are you thinking of Karen?
No. Never mind. No, I know exactly what it was. It was that new hair. It was the exact same game. It was that new haircut, and I was like, "Oh, that's Liam," and it was Owen Freeman. And so, yes, no, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. No, because it was a toss around that he had that late drop, that Graves drop.
Hey, let's bring our Blue Jay Banner Today partner in, Mike. He's joining us right now, so we'll get to the stats in a minute.
What's going on?
Hello, Michael.
Hi, guys.
Mike was under the weather yesterday. How you feeling?
I'm struggling, but you know what? A victory makes you feel that much better. So
there you go. Thoughts on the game?
That was Creighton basketball. I think when you make shots that helps everything out. It gives you energy on the defensive end. So that was really good to see guys jumping up and making shots. And then that energy, flows down to the defensive end. And man, those guys were flying all over the place. And that's what you love to see. That's what we've been missing. And it was great to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Max says it all the time. He's a lot better coach when guys make shots.
Right.
I will say those shots in the first half, especially, were so wide open.
Right.
It was pretty incredible.
Part of that,
which I think was part of plan. I think that was part of their scouting report, though. To be honest, they were going to make us beat them. To be honest,
method.
Right. I mean, that's generally people's method.
Yeah, and I thought too, when before the game they said that they shoot some of the fewest twos of anybody in the country or something like that, or in the lane points in the paint or something. That's why Casey Jacobson was saying, yeah, the key is going to be who's going to get the most points in the paint. And if you notice their first few sets, they were pretty. I thought there were some times early on, they were taking the ball the hole, and normally people would just take it all the way, like against us, and they were like pulling up and stopping. Like you could tell it's not something that's natural to them, So plus our defense was really good. What else you got, Mike?
I mean, I don't know what else you can say about Austin Schwarz. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, the guy, is just playing with an unbelievable amount of confidence right now. And that's what the Jays have been missing from the guys out there, is somebody to just have that confidence to rise up and shoot the ball when you're open. And he was doing that tonight. He did it against Kansas State. Maybe he took a couple of shots that you're kind of like, I don't know if he would have taken that. But how many times in the earlier games have guys been passing up on that shot, and then we don't get a shot in that possession, and we're struggling to get a good shot. So I loved it. I loved his confidence, his aggressiveness, and that kind of fed to everybody else. And Dix hit a couple shots. Owen Freeman looked a lot better than what he has. Getting a couple blocks on the defensive end. I mean, we haven't said that this year. So that was great.
Right.
And, I think the big thing is shooting is contagious. So you see a couple guys make some shots, and then everybody else has that confidence, and they just rise up and hit shots and don't even think twice about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Mike. We'll see you on Friday for the Marquette preview. Start studying up.
I will. I'm watching them right now, actually.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep. Go Jays.
Thanks for Mike joining us. And now
That's good stuff.
we're gonna jump right in. We got Casey joining us right now.
What's up?
There he is.
What's going on, boss?
How you doing, Casey?
Oh, a lot better tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Finally.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What were you most impressed with tonight?
Ball movement and off-ball movement for sure. Like everything was just, the passes were whipping, the guys were running. I mean, and we're still diving, we still had some guys diving for balls and stuff. And hopefully some of the guys we had issues with, maybe that they said, are buying in. Because you can see what we can do. Like you said, at the beginning of the year, we're like, this team's very talented, got tons of scores. So hopefully maybe moving forward, we can just gain more momentum. And like you said, we get Greer coming back hopefully in the next couple of weeks. That's another piece to the puzzle. So hopefully just keep going forward. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to check on that later, maybe even later tonight. But I'd be stunned if he wasn't playing for the Butler game.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to rush it. What's the reason to rush it,
Yeah.
Well, it's just that I've been getting reports that it's not anything structural. It's just a little bit sore.
I mean, he had a heavy limp over there. I'd rather him just take his time,
Yeah. He's the kind of guy who wants to get on the floor, though. So kind of like Owen. Kind of like Owen was this summer. So what else, Case?
Oh, no, just watching this Marquette game. I don't know. I think the Big East, of course, UConn's, probably top dog, and St. John's right there. But, I mean, I don't know. Looking at the Big East, I don't know if any of them are as good as us. So we might be the 3 team, like preseason.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Georgetown's playing without their leading scorer tonight, too. So that's hurting them tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Marquette hasn't looked good. Like, especially their second halves have been pretty bad. So I'd keep watching this one.
Yeah, I see Shaka Smart. He still plays defense on the court, though. So he still does that. Make sure to boo him on Saturday night. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Casey, I think Casey's like, well, we had a couple that tried to get on. They didn't get on or for whatever, but I think Casey.
Yeah, it kind of took a while. You had to download this app real quick or whatever, but.
Yeah.
Super
well, now
easy.
you're set. Now you got to download. You can do this every
Now
show.
I'm ready.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You need
Let's go.
do you need I think you got Casey was at our pregame at Hilton on Saturday. I think you won the trivia, did you not?
I did, and I got my wife her Christmas present right there.
There you go. See,
Bingo.
It all worked out.
It's that easy. It's that easy.
It all worked out.
It did.
Chat, you were part of the trivia.
I love that. What'd you have? What'd you have for him, Tim?
I don't know. Do you remember? We had a question where you were in it. I know that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you need tickets?
I do not. So someone else needs them.
All right.
So they can take
We'll
them.
put them up for somebody else.
Yep.
Not a
I don't
problem.
need them.
All right,
So.
man.
All
Thanks,
right.
Casey.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it.
Later.
Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. See, that's how the
Got a
show's
Christmas
supposed to work.
gift.
People are
That's
supposed to
it.
jump on, give us their feedback, and then we don't have to talk for an hour. See how nice that is? It worked out
Yeah.
beautifully. AJ,
Yes,
you were
sir.
going to get to some chats,
Yeah, let's
so
do
you
it.
were rudely interrupted.
No, that's all right. All right, Blue Jay Babe is back.
Uh-oh.
Refreshing game. Guys looked happy for each other, and they all looked really into it.
I think Blue Jay Babe
agree with that.
may know Casey. That's all I'm saying.
All right, AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. It's anonymous.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm getting
Yeah,
mixed
all
up.
right, AJ. You're right.
I'm getting my
I think
Blue
she's
Jay
on the
Babe
other
mixed
side
up.
of that curtain there, right?
No. That is not my wife. My wife is linked to both kids, unfortunately.
Okay.
Pesky Blues said this game pleases me. I think we're all in agreement there. Omaha Mimi, when is the last time Creighton had 11 steals? Unbelievable effort in Mac we trust. And I did look it up using AI, so there is an asterisk next to it. But the last time it looks like we had 11 steals in a game was in 2007 versus Savannah State. So thought that was
Whoa, that was a long time ago.
Josh
yeah,
Dolzer.
it's using AI, so I don't know.
Ryan
Yeah,
Sears.
probably. Oh, no. Sears was done like 99 or 2000. Dotzler. I would put my money it was Dotzler, but because he's one of the he's up on the all-time list. So. I would say Tyler McKinney, but he didn't get that many steals. He was more of a facilitator than he was like a guy that got a lot of steals. So,
well, I'm pulling up the
got a
box
lot
score
of steals back in the day was Rodney Buford actually.
Yeah.
For a 6'6" guy.
Yeah, I mean he was talented. That was a talented specimen.
Josh Joker had 4. Pierce Hidma had 2. Kenton Walker and Casey Harriman both had 3. Booker Woodfox had 3.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's Booker Woodfox, baby.
Booker play defense? What?
They was probably like tonight, Tim, where there were some that just rolled to him.
P. Allen Stinnett had 13 points, no steals. So
P. Allen got a fair amount of steals when he wanted to.
He was there to shoot it though. No.
Yeah, I know. Shoot it.
Yeah.
Try and drive in with that one-handed scoop layup. That was his deal. Little finger roll.
He had some game though.
He did. Scored 25 in against DePaul in the second half.
All right.
On his premiere.
I want to throw something out there and see some thoughts on it. How do we feel about Seton Hall this year? Going back to the Big East.
Man, I got to see more.
1 loss by 2 to USC. They've beaten a couple of ranked teams.
Who'd they beat?
They beat.
I don't think
NC
they beat
State.
Who?
NC State.
Yeah, but NC State's lost like 5 games now. They've been like the biggest disappointment. So I'm just saying they were ranked at the time. I get it, but they're not. Yeah, they're already all over. What's his name there? The fans are all over him already.
10-1 now.
Will Wade. Yeah. And they beat Kansas State.
All right, man.
They did beat Kansas State. That was my next comment.
Yeah, at Kansas State.
And they also killed Rutgers, which.
Yeah, Rutgers could be. Normally I'll say Nebraska could be at the bottom, but this year Rutgers going to be at the bottom.
I mean, Tim, NC State lost to Kansas, Auburn, Texas.
They did.
And Seton Hall.
Texas is in though. Sorry, Austin. Texas this year.
Man, they're better than us right now. I would say they're better than us right now, but
they'll be in the bottom half of the SEC. Let's just put it that way.
Well, let's see.
I would
hope
bet
for the
a
best.
steak on that,
see.
but I can't have steak anymore. So
Yeah, we can do a salad. We can do a little salad.
Whoa! Breaking news.
What you got?
Georgetown's taking the lead, 32-31. They've gone on a huge run. 16-7 run to take the lead. There we go.
I think we're going to see some good basketball, Tim.
There we go, Ed.
I think you've been talking a lot on this, how bad we are in the Big East. I think we'll see some good basketball.
I didn't say we were bad. I just said there's nobody that's outstanding. I still think when Georgetown gets fully healthy, I think they're going to be a load. I still think they're – and a team we haven't talked about, Villanova. Villanova's, they've played a pretty competitive. They play Wisconsin this weekend. They played a pretty competitive schedule too. I mean, they got their doors blown up by Michigan, but who hasn't, right?
What are they, like 8-2 or something?
Yeah. I mean, I think they've got a squad that can compete, and they've got a pretty good home court advantage too. So I just, they're kind of. If I had to pick one team of that 9, I would say Villanova. And then I think if Georgetown gets healthy, and who looked good the other night, they got beat, but I'll tell you, they did not quit like some teams have in the past. And that's DePaul. I mean, DePaul hung right in there with St. John's for a long time. And even Patino goes, this is not the same DePaul team. So now if he can perhaps give his son some tips, maybe, they can improve too. What, you got any more chats? I'm sorry.
You just got one more. Xavier looked atrocious tonight. Going to be a long Big East season for them if they look anything like tonight going forward.
And who is that from?
I don't know. It's Abballa, like Abala. Maybe.
Oh, so a long.
Big East season. Yes.
All right. 34-33 now. Georgetown scored again.
I don't think they look that bad at the rest of the year, though. I don't think they're at the bottom of the Big East.
Well, they can't.
I'll say
they can't look this bad. No.
Yeah, I don't think
Pretty
that.
hard to look this bad.
I think
No, but
one,
I
we played
picked
well. 2, they did
After
just play
the first
terribly.
2, I think, AJ, it was you and I were doing a show, and I said, I think Xavier's going to finish at the bottom after what I've seen. I mentioned New Mexico, him bringing players, but that got me thinking, like the Iowa coach, how many Drake guys did he bring? Did he just bring the one? Did he just bring Sturtz as the only guy he brought over?
I mean,
I think
maybe
so.
role players, but I think that's it.
Now, he brought a lot of guys from his D2 team to Drake. But see, to me, that's almost an easier transition, almost a better transition, because if you go way back to the Summer League days, Creighton would have a team. At that time, D1 teams, schools could only have like 3 or 4 guys, 3 maybe it was, on a Summer League team, and it had to be mixed with other guys. Mm. And the team that would always win that league would be like Midland or Peru State or something, just because they could bring their whole team and they played together, cohesively, And I think that's kind of the thing with the Drake deal. But I'm trying to think other.
I mean, I can't say that, though. There are some guys. There's guys everywhere, Tim. There's a lot of situations that generally puts these guys where they are, And I'm not even saying a difference.
Can play. Look at Hawkins. Ryan Hawkins when he came in, same kind of thing. I'm trying to think of other coaches that maybe brought players from where they were now in this portal era, but I can't. None come right.
Darren DeVries, D-Rod.
Yeah,
what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? He's everywhere.
Struggling a little bit now. Struggling a little bit after their hot start. I can't think of any other ones. I don't know. Did Pope bring guys from BYU? I don't know that he did. I don't think he did. Boy, they just reloaded. They just reloaded with new guys and a truck full of money.
Tucker they got a team, hurt, though, hasn't he?
What's that?
Breeze has been hurt though, hasn't he?
No, he just played. They just played the other night. He had a pretty big game. He's been. He had a really big game, actually. Yeah, he did.
I think they lack. Don't they lack size?
Calipari, a little bit. Yeah, Calipari brought Wagner and a few guys. That was their whole problem when he left. He brought actually a great deal of people.
Yeah. I think Indiana's problem is height, though, isn't it? Like they're not.
They're not. They're not overly big.
They're not very big. Yeah.
No.
But their fans
guards are a little smaller.
It's funny. Their fan base is so tired of poor shooting that they're just thrilled that they're making shots. They don't care.
Hey. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Unsung Hero. This is going to be a tough one tonight.
I mean, to be honest, I really wish Ty Davis would look at the basket, because he could get it gets in the paint, and he's just so unselfish that he doesn't even. And I would take him as Unsung Hero. He's kind of running the ship. I feel like he's taking somewhat of a leadership role, being honestly one of the younger guys, right? He's been in the system, but I like what he's doing. Granted, I think he could do a little bit more, especially since the 3-point doesn't look the greatest. But Yeah, I wish he would just, shoot that little hook there. There's times he's right at the rim and he's looking, not even looking up. And, if he was a bit of a threat, the game would just be that much easier
Yeah.
too for everybody else.
I know exactly what you're saying. There was a play in the second half. He drove it in. I think he dished it to Schwarz and he hit the shot. But it was like, oh, come on, Ty, take that to the rack, man. Like,
Right.
And then he got that perfect pass and he fumbled a little bit and the guy came flying in and he did the pump fake and then he just panicked for some reason. Like, he's not, the thing about him, he's not 5'8". He's a big kid. He's 6'4".
Right. He's a big guard. He's a big guard.
He can go up and lay that in. He doesn't have to
Maybe just start trying to dunk it at this point.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you'll probably get fouled, and then that might change something. But
exactly,
I said from the pod after the Kansas State game, he gets to the hoop kind of whenever he wants to, and then he immediately stops, pivots, and kicks it out. And if he could just take that little extra step of confidence and just go up a couple times, I think he would just unlock a whole new part of his game.
Kind of reminded me of Jahen's Austin, like when Rogge was going on his crazy streaks. Jahen's would drive in and be like, "Oh, Jahen's laid in," and then he dished it out to Rogge. But I mean, it was the same kind of thing.
Better than that. I bet Rogge would almost take that over Jahen's layup. No offense, but no. I think Jahen's would say the same thing too. Like the thing that comes to my head is that Missouri Valley, tournament game where he just pulled that layup where he should have dunked it and it just I was like, but we've all done it. We've all been there. But remember he won the game against Wichita with a layup. That's what was so amazing about it. He drove in, everybody's like, oh God, no, and he laid it in. You mentioned that though when I talked to him in Sioux Falls when they were playing their game against Omaha. He was kind of just doing a scout down of the team for me, and he goes, and I forget who he was talking about. He went and made a layup. Like, they were just warming up. He made a layup. I go, well, he can make layups, Jans. Yeah.
He goes, man, you're never gonna forget that, are you? And I go, nope. Nope.
Yeah, never forget.
Okay. So Unsung. So you got Ty. Who you got, AJ?
I'm going to give Owen Freeman some props. I feel like he finally looked like he was supposed to look tonight. I mean, 4 for 5 from the floor, played 14 minutes, had 8 points, played really good defense, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 assists. Cleaned up those turnovers, and that's nearly exactly what we need from him.
Yeah. And I've got 2 other guys that could go either way with it. Like, part of me wanted Nick Graves just because he looked so good early on, but then a part of me, wanted Blake Harper because after, he got taken out of the starting lineup and then he hardly played the last game. And I'm like, oh boy, this could go one of two ways here. Right. And he came out like Austin, like you said, he was active, cheering the guys. And then he was like, oh yeah, that's right. I can back guys down. And then he did that. And then he did his thing.
Yeah.
And then
he hit the 3 right before that too, right?
Yeah. And then we're getting such wide open looks tonight that he was, he got a chance to knock down some threes. Felt like his threes lately were rushed. And tonight I thought he took his time and knocked them down again. And LaFonso said it. He said it on about every other possession there for a while. He was like, God, their rotations are so slow. Like they were just not getting to our shooters.
I honestly could say Fedor too. I think we forget. I think he's quite the talent, man. And you could just see it. He's got that pop. And like to that point, he was just his blow by is pretty. It's impressive. Yeah. I think it's sneaky athletic. Got on the rim twice. And I think he does provide just kind of that spark. And he honestly can go from the 9th man to, the 2nd man. And I think he's okay with that. Granted, he might not be okay with that, but he doesn't really show it. He comes out and gives the same effort.
Perhaps Fedor can give Ty some lessons on that, on how to throw it down when you go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
because there's not a lot of size difference between the two, really, when you stand next to them. There really isn't. But I think they're all excellent candidates. I think we split the award up 4 ways, 5 ways.
Love it.
Give it to them all. When you win by 40 points, you have the greatest loss in Cintas history. That's saying something. That's an arena that's seen some big time wins.
I just
One
heard
of the
they were like
greatest.
22-3 the last 25 games there.
Yeah. One of the greatest one-on-one battles of all time there. David West versus Kyle Korver. New Year's Eve.
Mm.
I think Xavier won by 1 point or something. And West just goes up to Korver and goes, "See you in the NBA, dude."
Tough game.
Yeah. A game that wasn't on TV. And I think both teams were ranked too. Figure that one out. Those were the days. Yeah, I just want to shout out to our sponsors again, RTI Threads. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. Really appreciate it. We've had tons of events with them so far. We had the Infusion event. We had the Hilton event. They are awesome. Thanks so much. We actually got some swag from Austin. You don't have yours yet, though. I've got it hanging up in my closet here. We got to get it to you, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging that up.
Well, it was watered up my car first, and then I put it.
Okay. You see how you're treating yourself, RTI.
Saturday. You're gonna be there Saturday, right?
Yeah. No.
All right. We're all wearing them. No, I gotta wear Creighton stuff. Well, I can still wear that for the post game. All right. We'll all wear them on Saturday. All right. That deal. They look good too, by the way, Austin. They look really good.
Love it.
And then Care Minders Home Health Care. Thanks so much. If you're in need of any home health care, this is the place to go. Jim and his staff do a fantastic job, so check them out. That's Care Minders Home Care, 402-932-2211, or better yet, go to caremindersnebraska.com, see everything they have to offer, and then you can figure out what you need and give them a call. All right. So up next, Marquette. It's at halftime. I don't have the score, but I know it's a close game, so it'll be great to watch the second half of this thing. And then, like I said, it works out well. We play Marquette, then we non-conference Utah Tech, and then we have like a week off, and then we play Butler, who's kind of had, kind of been the early of those other teams. Has kind of been them and Seton Hall have kind of gotten the pub from people, right? But they played that unbelievable double overtime game Saturday.
Nice.
113-100 in double overtime. They beat Providence. And then they got shellacked by UConn the other night. But they've got some guys. Bizjack, I forgot about him, man. He's a good player. Mm-hmm. They've got some dudes, so that'll be a real challenge for us. And then we go to Seton Hall, and it just depends on, like you can go to Seton Hall and be kind of like, oh, it's way worse than Cintas Center. I mean, you can go to that hockey arena sometimes, and there's 5,000 people there. Right? I mean,
it's a tough place to play, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah, if they're good, they draw a nice crowd, but if they're not, they don't.
Right.
Especially you get them during midweek, but I think that game's on a weekend actually. But at any rate, we could get off to a 4-0 start here. That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. I mean, yeah, and I think Casey Jacobson said it good too. He said, yeah, you win by 40, obviously, it's something, but he goes, I really look at this as building blocks. Like, this is a foundation now. Okay, here's what we can do. Now, how can we even build this up from here, And I think that he was dead on with that. So, Marquette, 7:30. We'll have post-game live from Let It Fly afterwards. And run down the scoring for me, AJ, if you would.
Analytics with AJ?
Analytics with, I like it. I'm going to make a graphic, or you can.
All right. Point leaders, Austin Schwarz with 27, 10 for 17 from the floor, 7 for 13 from 3, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Pretty solid game overall.
Sure.
Next would be Nick Graves, 12 points, 4 for 6 from the floor, 3 for 5 from 3, a couple free throws. Other than that, we had double digits from Blake Harper and Jason Green, both with 11, and we had a couple with 8 and 9, Trout and Dix and Fedor and Freeman. We shot 16 for 33 from 3, 48%. 60% from the free throw line, Austin. Something to note.
Yeah, that was after we've had a couple of really good games.
Yeah, so we're kind of very hit or miss with free throws this year. Field goal percentage, we shot 60%, so just as good from the floor as we did from the free throw line. 42 rebounds, which has got to be close to a season high, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
31 assists, which is insane number.
Wow. Yeah, we really had the ball moving.
12 turnovers, 11 steals. So,
but again, when you're making lots of shots, as Austin well knows, when you're making lots of shots, you get a lot of assists.
You get a lot of assists, you know. But that's what I'm saying tonight. When we make shots, the stats gonna look like this. Like Mitch said, we're gonna have stats
when you
like
throw it
this.
to number 3, you got a pretty good chance of getting an assist. You know.
Yeah. I mean, 3,000 points doesn't lie.
No. Anyway, God, I wish I could think of that question we had of you. We had a question. Oh, I know what it was. We listed out 4 guys on the all-time scoring list. And you were one of them. And there was 4 guys who were fairly close together. And we said, all right, who had the most points? Who had the least points? It was kind of a deal.
Sure.
They couldn't get it. We had some good trivia questions. People really, really liked our thing down there. They loved it. They had the manager said that was the biggest crowd they had all year. And at first, I was like, I don't know how this trivia thing's going. We had 2 different trivia contests. And then the second one, all these people were coming up toward the front so they could hear better, and because people are talking back in the crowd and stuff. And yeah, it worked out great. Lastly, I want to say this. Hey, thanks to everybody who reached out to me over the last couple of days. I really appreciate it. Everything's going all right. I had to deal with these 2 crazies tonight, but other than that, everything's going fine. I'm not quite ready to go.
You wouldn't want to be anywhere other than here right now with us, Tim.
No, considering, like I said, about 30 hours ago, I was in a table in an operating room. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And it wasn't just like a hangnail either. Okay.
Right.
So medicine's amazing though, isn't it? Nowadays, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the stuff they do, amazing. But anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. And tomorrow we'll do Blue Jay Banner today, and we'll. I want to talk about the women's team because they're playing tonight. So I want to give them a little love and talk a little bit about the baseball team as well as baseball schedule. We were trying to get the new head coach on, but we'll get him on the next week or so because we'll have a little bit of time here in between games and stuff. And then Friday, Mike Rochon will join me, and we'll do the Marquette preview. Oh, we got Steve Smith on the call tonight. When did he go to Fox? He was always TNT. Nice.
TNT's let go of everybody, Tim.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Fana even. See, I think Fana's pretty much NBC and Peacock now.
I've seen this dude everywhere, to be honest. But yeah.
What's that?
I've seen this dude everywhere. Like he called the football game, like I've seen this dude everywhere.
He did halftime of the big, what do they call it? Big Ten Sunday night or whatever the hell they call their thing. But anyway, he is going to be here Saturday doing the game. He told me that a couple of weeks ago. So it'll be great to see John.
Him and Ba, I'm assuming. Ba?
I think
maybe.
So. He didn't say for sure, but I'm just guessing. So, hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, Casey. We appreciate it. So everybody else out there listening, that's what you do. Just come on, give us your thoughts. Most of the time, we're going to agree with you for crying out loud, and you can win stuff. So now we got more stuff to give away on Saturday. So there we go. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Go Jays.
We're glad you're feeling better, Tim.
Thanks, man.
Get some rest.